Hi there, I am Joel by name, and this is Nursing Tutorials with Joel. In this video, we'll be talking about blood flow through the heart. Have you ever wondered the pathway blood takes when it enters the heart? Have you wondered how the blood moves while inside the heart? That's what we'll be considering today. There are some basic things we need to understand before we begin the teaching for today. First of all, we must know that the right part of the heart deals with deoxygenated blood, while the left part of the heart deals with oxygenated blood. Alright, another thing we must understand is that the blood flow through the heart is an interaction between the heart chambers, the valves, and the blood vessels. So, for a better understanding of this video, you need to know the anatomy of the heart. And previously we've treated the anatomy of the heart. You can check it out on this link. Alright. Now, when we take in oxygen, we breathe in oxygen through our nostrils. The oxygen moves into the blood, and the body system uses it. The vein, the head, the body parts, the lungs, and every other part uses up this oxygen. Now, after the oxygen is used up, what happens? All the deoxygenated blood drains into, first of all, the right atrium. So, remember we said the right part of the heart deals with deoxygenated blood. Now, deoxygenated blood coming from the head, the neck, and the upper extremities flow into the superior vena cava and then meet at the right atrium. Inferiorly, deoxygenated blood coming from the lower extremities and the trunk flow through the inferior vena cava, and all of them empties into the right atrium. Alright, at the right atrium, when the deoxygenated blood is a little bit full, the right atrium contracts, it squeezes, and that contraction forces blood to flow down into the right ventricle. And it passes through, this is the tricuspid valve. So, the right atrium contracts and passes blood down to the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve. On getting to the right ventricle contracts and pushes blood upwards, passes through the pulmonary valve and enters the pulmonary arteries. From the pulmonary arteries, it goes to the lungs. This leads to the right lung, while this leads to the left lung. So all through here we have the pulmonary arteries supplying deoxygenated blood to different parts of the lungs. On getting to the lungs, the oxygen mixes up with the blood there, and the blood becomes oxygenated. So we no longer call it deoxygenated blood, now call it oxygenated blood. Alright, what happens after the blood gets oxygenated here? The oxygenated blood flows down through the pulmonary veins, the left and the right pulmonary veins, and flows into the left atrium. So you can see I have to change my pen because now we are dealing with red blood, oxygenated blood. So when the blood gets to the right atrium, the left atrium does what? It contracts. On contraction, the bicuspid valve opens up and the blood flows down to the left ventricle. After entering the left ventricle contracts. We all know, according to the anatomy we did, that the left ventricle has a lot of musculature. So it contracts heavily and flows up against pressure and passes through the aortic valve into the arc of the aorta. And from the arc of aorta, it enters the ascending aorta, from there to descending aorta to the rest parts of the body. And that is how the movement goes on and on. So from the aorta, it spreads to the rest part of the body and gets supplied to the body parts, after which it becomes deoxygenated again and comes back to the right atrium, and the whole circle begins again. That summarizes blood flow through the heart. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. Please, if you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe for subsequent videos. Thank you.